everybody, it's Emily at Arrrgh Schooling, and it's time to choose my March TBR. I am not mentally prepared for it to already be March, but it's happening. So we're here, and it's time to figure out what I'll be reading this month. I have my handy dandy TBR jar full of prompts that I've created to force myself to read things off my shelves. So let us choose. I'm gonna, like always, pick two. So here's the first one. I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom. I'm gonna pick something all the way at the very, very bottom, okay? Let's see what happens. All right, so I have chosen two because I'm always a mood reader, and we'll see which one of these I want to read the most. So the first one is, oh God. The first one is, it's been on my TBR more than 3 times. This is like the TBR of shame right now. I don't know. That might have to be the thing I pick, but let's just see what this one is. Oh, now I have Shakespeare inspired. Oh goodness. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with it's been on my TBR more than 3 times, because let's be honest, those are the books that I probably ought to prioritize. Okay. The jar has spoken, and I will be looking on my shelves to see what I have put on my TBR more than 3 times and have not yet actually read. So let's go put that TBR together. Okay, I'm back, and I have chosen a TBR. So let's go ahead and talk about it. But first, I want to tell you what we're going to be reading with the Arrrgh Book Club in March. We'll be reading Half-Life by Gillian Cantor. I am so excited. This has been on my TBR for ages. So actually, I think multiple times too. So I think this kind of fits with my prompt this month to read books that have been on my TBR multiple times. So this is Gillian Cantor kind of doing a history / alternate history, because this is about Marie Curie, but it's also a what if story. So I think we're alternating between like what actually happens and what might have happened if things had been different in her life and she hadn't gone on to school and she hadn't met the people she met that would have spurred on her scientific career and achievements. So I'm really curious about this. I've always found Marie Curie to be a fascinating figure, and I love Gillian Cantor's writing so much. She's always like writes the most interesting stories. So I cannot wait to read this with you guys and Tanya, and we can talk about it. If you want to participate, just grab a copy of Half-Life, read it this month, and join us for our discussion the first Saturday of the following month. So very much looking forward to that. I had a holdover from last month. I had a few holdovers, honestly, but this is the one that I'm like definitely going to try to read. And that is This Cursed House by Del Sandine. I'm thinking I should have the audio this month. I've been on a wait list on Libby, and let me just double check. Am I lying? I think I should have this month, right? Right? Yeah, I have less than 5 weeks. I am 6th in line, so I think this is going to come in this month. I really want to read this so much, though. This is like a Southern Gothic set in the 60s, and it just sounds like a story I'm going to like. So this is, it says, in this Southern Gothic horror debut, a young black woman abandons her life in 1960s Chicago for a position with a mysterious family in New Orleans, only to discover the dark truth. They're under a curse, and they think she can break it. Like, this just sounds like it's going to be a book I love, so looking forward to getting to that. I have a few things that I'm going to be reading for work. I have a lot of things I'm going to be reading for work, to be honest. These are just 3 of the ones I'm going to show you. I'm working on the Self-Education World Cultures Part 2, and I've already hit my first stumbling block. I had to DNF a book. It's fine. It's fine. So I had to look at my shelves to see what I had, and for Oceania, there's not a lot of options, but I do have Bill Bryson's book, In a Sunburned Country, which is one that I've been wanting to read forever. I love Bill Bryson's writing. His books are always fascinating. He just has a way of like really sucking you in and telling a story. And I'm looking forward to reading about his like travels and thoughts whilst in Australia. So this is happening. I'm working on level 12, the level 12 update. And I have 2 books that I'm probably going to get to this month. Will they be in the level? Do not know. Don't hold me to anything, because sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. But maybe. I'm going to be reading The Lost Journals of Sacagawea by Deborah Magpie Erling. I've been so curious about this. This is like the story of Lewis and Clark, but it's told through Sacagawea and her journals that she kept along the way. This is written by an Indigenous author. I feel like it's going to be really interesting. I flipped through this once, and the writing style is very interesting. So I'm a little nervous that it's going to be not for me, but I'm hoping I like this, because I think it sounds like a story that I would enjoy. And then also, in my stack, will I get to this month? I don't know. I'm hoping. This is Dark Sky Rising, Reconstruction in the Dawn of Jim Crow by Henry Louis Gates Jr. with Tanya Bolden. I've had this on my shelves for a while, trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. And it just feels like it belongs in level 12. I'm just not sure yet if it will fit. I have so many books that I'm juggling there, but I really want to include something on Reconstruction, because I feel like that is a very important part of history to understand how we got to where we are today. So, hoping that I can make this fit. Okay, let's talk about the TBR jar prompt. I had to choose books that have been on my TBR at least 3 times, and oh my gosh, there are so many options. There's a lot. It's kind of embarrassing, but I picked 4 that I feel like were books that I really do want to read. 1 were books that I felt like I could get to this month, and that are books that still hit the mood that I'm in. Does that make sense? I don't know. Am I rambling? Probably. But let's talk about it. So first up, I have The Children's Blizzard. This is by Melanie Benjamin. This has been on my TBR a whole bunch. So much. This is recommended to me, I think, by a viewer. Possibly someone following me on Instagram. I don't remember. But it's been recommended a couple of times. And I've always meant to get to it. And I want to read it. It just hasn't happened. This is a story about a blizzard in, I want to say in the it's 1888. It's based on this actual historical blizzard that happened, and some children are trapped in a schoolhouse, and it's about what happens that day, the decisions that were made, what they did, that kind of thing. It's like a survival story too, I think, but also maybe not, I don't know yet. but it's one that I've really been wanting to get to. So I think this is a definite likely. I've had Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer on my TBR way more than 3 times. Like, I don't even know. A lot. It's not even a long book. Why have I not gotten to this? I don't know. I don't know. But it would fit too. This would also fit a prompt for the Build Your Library Reading Challenge, because this is like climate. This is like a cli-fi story. So it would work for a book about climate change. So gonna try to make this happen. And it's short. I have no excuses. This is the one that shames me the most. Like, I feel like this is a TBR of shame, honestly. But this one, Maud by Melanie J. Fishbane. Oh my god, Maud has been on my TBR a lot. Many times. So many times. So many. I don't even know why I haven't gotten to this. And I have no good excuses, to be fair. I just, every time I put it on my TBR, it just doesn't happen. So I'm probably lying to you now. I'm probably not going to read this month either. Let's be honest. I don't even think this has an audiobook, and I don't know that I can just sit and read a physical book with my eyes anymore. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to try. I really want to prioritize this just because I know how much it's been on my TBR. And then I have The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. This is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, which I loved The Handmaid's Tale. Couldn't read that right now, to be honest. Can I read this right now? I don't know. But I want to. I feel like this might actually be something that I would like quite a bit. I think I will enjoy this. I just don't know if I'm in the right headspace for it. But it has been on my TBR multiple times, so I'm putting it here now so I can put it in yet another time for the Buzzword Reading Challenge. Okay. Okay, so the Buzzword title prompt this month is thing. So it needs to be a book title with the word thing in it. And I have a lot of options for this, honestly, but this is the one that I feel like I want to read the most. It's called The First Bright Thing by J.R. Dawson. And this is like a story about a circus. It's historical fiction. I do not know what year this is set. I'm trying to, okay, it looks like the 1920s. I feel like this is the one that had something, I'm trying to remember way back. Why did I buy this? I feel like this is like 20s and 30s going into World War II, and I think this is also following a Jewish character or characters, perhaps, which is why I wanted to read it. So, circus in Europe, going into World War II in the 30s, Jewish characters. Very much sounds like a book I'm gonna love, so high hopes for that one. And then the cover prompt for a Buzzword is books. And this was surprisingly hard, but I did have 2 options. I don't know which one I'm going to get to. It's going to really come to mood. What do I actually feel like reading? And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I am 100% likely to pick something completely different if I stumble across something else. But these are the 2 that I found on my shelves. So first up, I have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. And I didn't even realize, but if you look real close, this guy over here, this guy right here, he's holding a stack of books. So it just barely counts. I don't even know what this is about. I know it's cozy fantasy. I know it has to do with witches. That's really all I know. And then I also have this one, The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. And I, again, do not know what this is. I don't remember why I have this, but it is books. It just says a pair of mysterious books, a doomed romance, the echoes of a love that never died. And it's about a rare books dealer. And some mysterious books. That's it. That's all I know. Okay, and before I wrap this up, I need to choose what I'm going to be reading for my 5-star prediction. So far, I've been correct once, super incorrect the second time. I had definitely got a 5-star in January. My February book was a DNF. So what's this one gonna be? I don't know. Let's decide. I'm gonna pick 2 and we'll decide which one I'm more in the mood for. Okay. So I have, yes, but not really this month. Oh no, okay, I picked 2 long ones. I have The Blade Itself and The Paragon Hotel. You know what? I'm kind of more in the fantasy mood. So I guess we're going to try to read The Blade Itself. Oh God, I'm nervous about that, but it is a book that I think I'm going to like if I could just like make it happen. I need to find the audio because there's no way I could do a fantasy with my eyeballs. I don't think it would happen. So The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie is happening this month. Oh God, I'm scared. I think I'll be okay. I think I can do it. I just, you know, this is one that intimidates me. It's high fantasy, which is not a thing I generally read a lot of, but I feel like it's grimdark, and that is definitely a vibe that I like in my fantasy. And I have enjoyed his writing in the past, so I guess we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Okay, so there you go. If you're a member, make sure you go back and watch the TBR scavenger hunt. Every time I do a TBR for my members, they get an extra little fun video of me running around my house looking for things on my shelves that will fit the prompt and or challenges I'm planning on doing during the month. So that's just a fun little bonus for members. So make sure you go check that out. And if you're not a member, well, why not? Go and join my memberships and join the Monster Squad so you can have access to some fun videos. You'll also get all of my content early, as well as join our book club where we read a book every season. So we just finished up our winter book selection and it was a really fun time. So if you want to participate in the spring book, which will be in May, make sure you join up so you can participate in that with me. And you'll get to vote on the book that we read, and then we'll have a live discussion together. So go check that out if you're interested. Okay. Oh, this is very unwieldy. So here we go. This is my really overly ambitious March TBR, where I just completely disassociate from the world and live in my books. That's where I want to be anyway, honestly. So let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you think I should prioritize. I'd also love to hear about what you plan to read in March. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.